Hi everyone, my name is Diane and this is My Pink Bathtub. I used to own a pink bathtub back in the day and I no longer do, and it is the name of my small knitting business where I sell hand knit mittens and toys. But this channel is not just about those items, it is about knitting and it's about yarn and it's about my journey this year into not buying any new yarn and working from my stash, my yarn room, also known as my yarn store. So this is my incredibly messy room, which I hope to eventually come in here with a little shopping basket and find projects and, you know, have that Insta lifestyle life that everything is perfect. But it's not perfect, it's this. I've been working through my yarn collection and trying to organize it. Currently, I am working on my market yarn to get it organized, to see what I have. I've been finding stuff in different places, so I'm like, oh, I have 3 balls of that, not 1 ball of that. So it looks like a bit of a mess. I brought up my winder for the partial balls that need to be kind of balled up, caked up, that they will at least sit on the shelf, because I've been finding things are just rolling off. It's been a bit of a gong show. So my goal this year is to use up as much of this yarn as I can. I also have started collecting yarn in bins. This is all my pink yarn for my February knitting. And chicken mitten yarn. All of the yarn in bags is my fancy yarn, which could get organized better, but right now I'm just keeping it safe with a cedar chip inside the bags. The funny thing is, I have this old chest of drawers that I refinished. There's absolutely nothing in those drawers. So I need to go through all my accessories and organize them and put them away so I can essentially walk in here. A lot of the bins will be going out. They're just kind of catch-alls for things. Some of them are empty. So this is my ongoing struggle. I'm kind of embarrassed to show you this, but this is where we're at. And I'm going to keep chipping away at it until I'm happy with it. I mean, I got going here and I was feeling really good about life, and it got me thinking about things I can make for my markets. So I'm going to keep doing this so that everything is eventually off the floor, put in the dresser, easier to find. I have been collecting patterns as well and putting them in a bin. All of this yarn I took off the shelves to organize these shelves better, so they're going to go back on. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. I can only take it so much at a time, but I'm feeling confident. 2024 was the year of buying yarn. 2025 is the year of using that yarn. And I am going to work really hard at finding projects to use up yarn in my yarn store. I have a couple projects that I am working on right now that I'd like to share where I'm at with. Then I have some happy mail that has arrived. Canada Post was on strike for about a month just before Christmas and has delayed us from sending parcels to loved ones and friends throughout the country. And that has now been, well, at least temporarily resolved because they were mandated back to work. And I have 2 Christmas gifts to open from 2 friends. Did I mention 2025 is the year of the sock? Well, it's the year of the sock for me. And my friend, Soxy-Nana Alice, and I are doing a Sox-a-Long. Sox-a-Long, S-O-X. 2025, we have a Ravelry group, and we are knitting a pair of socks each month. I chose to mystery socks in brown bags and pull a random surprise every month and knit from it. And Alice has done it as well, but has taken it one step further and has also pulled techniques, recipes that she will use to knit her socks. So it could be a toe-up pattern. It could be a textured pattern. It could be a special heel. And as I go along in my sock journey, which is still fairly new to me, I will be joining in on a little bit more of the technique-y end and the more challenging end. But right now, I'm all about vanilla socks. And I have finished my first sock out of the two, which is going to be a slideshow at the beginning of February. Now, in our Ravelry group, there is also a Ravelry thread where you can put your finished completed socks in for January. It has to be put in by noon Central Standard Time, our time, and it is on January the 31st. And then in a day or two, hopefully, I will have a slideshow ready to present to you on my channel, and we will be pulling the prize for the gift who will win for this month. So here is my first sock. I did some alterations on it and I quite like it. This is Shirley Bryan yarn. It was a set that we had bought. I bought one for myself and one for Alice in the summer. Alice is also knitting this, but she is doing the heel with the mini, and I decided to do it like this just to change it up. Was playing a little bit of yarn chicken because it is a 50-gram hank, but I knew I was going to have enough, but I wanted to make sure I had enough to make myself a mini sweater on top of it. So I think we're going to be okay. I used the vanilla sock pattern on DPNs by the Crazy Sock Lady. I will link that below. She has her patterns on Ravelry at a very reasonable price. I think it was $2 US. And then she also has a YouTube channel where she has tutorials on how to do her different patterns. And her written patterns are time stamped, that if you're having a problem with the Kitchener stitch or the heel gusset, you can just go directly to those sections in her videos and she will guide you along. So my first two socks that I ever made, I followed the pattern. This one, I altered it. I decided to go down a needle size to do the cuff, the ribbing, because I found, firstly, that the length of the leg was higher up, so it was really stretching out on my calf. And so I did two things. I only did 40 rows of the straight knitting on the leg. The pattern said to use 60. And I did 12 rows of the ribbing for the cuff. The pattern said to do 20. I changed it to a 2x2 rib. The pattern was a 1x1 rib. And the sock itself was a 2.25 millimeter needle, a US 1. I used a 2 millimeter needle, a US 0, for this cuff to make it tighter. And then I switched to the 2.25 when I got to just the regular leg. And it does seem to fit much better. Alice gave me a tip as well to do one row of purl at the end of the ribbing before I start my sock color. And it looks really nice. So I am on my second pair, my second sock, not my second pair. And what I usually do is I have been putting these little light bulb minders every 10 rows just to count. And when I start my second sock, I remove them from here and I put them on the sock I'm working on. So I only have 10 more rows before I start the heel on this sock. See how much it's just going in? It just seems so much better. And I did like the length on my foot. So this is my first sock. Alice and I are going to be doing a live, I'm suspecting next weekend. We're thinking the 19th, but she will put it up on her channel. It's kind of like a mid-week ramble where we'll just be showing the progress of our socks. And if time permits, if people have questions, we could possibly answer some of the questions in the live. of where we're at. And then after January 31st, there will be a slideshow created, and it will be on my channel. I might do it as a premiere when I release it, so that if people want to pop in and chat during the slideshow, they'd be able to do so. And Alice and I will also be there to hopefully answer questions. It's been fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody's socks. There is some already in the Ravelry thread. The other project that I've been working on is the Anthology throw by Helen Stewart. Now, this is a intended pattern to use your Advents, to use 24 days of your Advents, 20-gram minis. I had opened the Aberdeen's Wool Tangled Poets holiday box this past winter. I hung up the minis on my mantle, and when I looked at them collectively, I thought this would make a beautiful throw, and that is what I am doing. So I have all of them here, and here is a photo of the colors that were opened daily from 1 to 24. But when I looked at it, I really liked 24 to 1. So I am knitting it backwards. And because there's 24 colors, I am doing 2 colors a month to knit this throw. I mean, I kind of want to keep going, but I thought this would be a nice, healthy, slow knit throughout the year for me. And I have finished my first 2 colors. And I've not only finished my first 2 colors, I have balled up my next 2 that I can start in February. So here is my already thinking, how am I going to be blocking this sucker? This guy is going to be huge when it's done. Right now I have 288 stitches on the needle. And I have finished the first 2 colors. The pattern is really great because it tells you the percentage that you've done. So I surpassed 5% completion. I'm not quite at 10%. And you can check off the rows as you go along. I just wrote the colors numbers beside it for myself as a mental reminder to switch the color. And it's a fun project. This Tangled Poets yarn has been beautiful to work with. It's been very, very nice. So I'm looking forward to having one big project made out of my Advents this year. And this is it. So it's an ongoing project. One thing we tried to do this week was bake bread. We were one of those couples that bought a bread maker during the pandemic because, I mean, what else were you going to do? And we never quite perfected a good loaf of bread. I always found the bread was just too dense. So this past week, Hubs and I have been watching a lot of YouTube videos about how to bake the best bread on your in your bread maker. And so far we've had 2 epic fails. One of the reasons it didn't work out very well was the flour was rather old that we had. So we're going to get some fresh flour. And then we decided, because we also had bread flour, that we would do a second loaf with that. But we followed a different recipe. We should have done the same recipe as we did the first one, because we realized after we put it in the bread maker that we used the wrong kind of yeast. We had an active yeast. We didn't have a quick rise yeast, and I don't know anything about yeast. So that's a bit of a learning experiment for us. We just thought, yeah, let's start baking bread more. I think this is going to be fun, and we can make buns and things. I mean, they make it look so easy on the YouTube channels, but I think it's going to be a fun project for us to do together if we can ever perfect it. So I'll let you know if we ever can actually eat the bread. Right now, the birds are really enjoying the bread in our backyard. As I mentioned, I am a mitten maker, and I knit mittens for markets. And I do only a couple markets in the fall. I have applied for one already, and I'll find out in probably 2 months' time if I'm accepted. It's a really big one. So I like to knit all year round to have a lot of stock. Last year, I didn't really knit all year round because we had a family member that was quite ill and who passed away, and our energy and focus was on her. But this year I have to try to really carve time and make sure that I do some work every month. So I have this pair of mittens here that I'm going to be turning into chicken mittens, and they look like this. Now this is the pattern, the Bella's mitten pattern from the movie Twilight, but I have shortened the length of it because it was one that kind of went all the way up to your arms. It's a really nicely fitting mitten. I use Patton's Shetland chunky yarn, which is 80% acrylic, 20% wool, and of course it's discontinued. So I've just been working through the stash that I have and have to think of alternative yarns to use if I want to do this for the next few years, which is my goal, is to make market makes for the next couple of years, essentially to knit down my stash. So this one is going to be a chicken. I will have that done next episode to show you. I also have another pair of a different color on my needles. And then this one is a beautiful green color, the same yarn, the same specs. It didn't sell at market with a plain mitten, and I'm thinking I want to turn it into possibly a frog. I'm thinking if I did the eyes with really big buttons and a face. So I'm going to experiment with that and see if I can make something cute. I think the frogs would probably go over much better on the children's size mittens that I make as opposed to the adult size mittens, but you would be surprised at what some of the adults like to wear on their hands. And also, if I had a smaller child size version, it could be a mother and daughter or a mother and child set together. I was also knitting a pair of mittens a little bit differently than what I usually do for a possible Valentine's Day gift, and I ran out of yarn. I was doing it and holding it with mohair, and I could not believe how beautiful the mohair felt with these mittens, how it made it feel so much more denser and warmer. And I ran out of the mohair. So I'm going through a little bit of a crisis here, wondering if I should order some more yarn for that because I don't want to order yarn. I am going to look through my mohair stash and see if I can find something that will somewhat help me complete this, even if I tear back the top of the other mitten and make them the same and make them maybe a two-tone color. But it was a bit of a bummer because I was very excited how it was turning out. And I think mohair is going to be in my future a little bit more when I make things because it is very, very luscious, and what a beautiful make it makes a finished project with. So stay tuned for that. Another thing I was doing is kind of getting prepped a little bit for Valentine's Day. I went to the dollar store. Again, it's only mere days after January the 1st, and you guessed it, Valentine's Day is in the stores. And in fact, Easter is in the stores as well, with the dollar stores here in Canada anyways. So I went up and down the aisles. I was thinking of a project I wanted to do. I'm going to show you a little bit of a sneak peek of it. It's going to be more in my Valentine's visits vlog, but I'm kind of playing right now with this idea. I ordered some wooden hearts on Amazon, and I have them already pre-cut. I want to paint them in those pastel colors and somehow, and I'm not 100% confident about this yet, put wording on it make it look like sweethearts candy. Be mine, love you. Whatever the sayings are for those different sweetheart candies. I saw a garland on Amazon. It was $11 with these candies on them. It was just made out of paper. So I thought it'd be really cute to make some of these in wood form. I have some lovely silver ties that I can put through the hole and hang them as little ornaments and pass them out amongst my friends as a cute little thing, and maybe decorate around here a little bit. I've also got the mantle decorated, and on the mantle I will be having one out of my 3 advents hanging. I'm going to be opening the Sweet Skein of Mine Countdown to Cupid box. It's a 14-day box, 13 minis and 1 full hank of yarn from Amanda in New Brunswick. I also received a gift from my friend Judy for Valentine's Day that I will be opening. And I also have the Lichen and Lace mystery minis that I bought that have been put into 14 bags. And those are the ones I was going to hang up on the mantle and open every day. So that one has no rhyme or reason, no fade. They're all just random minis that are from Lichen and Lace. It's going to be fun. The other thing I want to do for Valentine's Day is to knit pink items, only pink. So I do some market knitting like pigs and pink kittens and little things like that I will be making and sharing with you during those 14 days, as well as a gift for my friend. She is going to be getting a pink hand-dyed hat. And I'm hoping that my socks that I pull are going to have some pink in them as well, so I can knit along with those during the Valentine visits. Okay, so as mentioned, I have some happy mail, and it is from my two friends. I like to call us the three amigos from YouTube. One is Kathy W. from Yarn with Heart, and the other is Judy from Judy's Creations in Crochet. And we plan to do a gift exchange for Christmas. We were going to send each other one hank of yarn, and they cheated because it seems to be more than one hank of yarn. I haven't opened it yet. So let's see what they sent me. I'm going to start with Kathy W, because her thing arrived first. Kathy also was so sweet. She sent me a couple of other gifts and she wrapped them, and she knows I'm really trying not to buy yarn this year, and said if you ever feel like you need to have new yarn, open this package. So she just wrapped up a couple extra things for me. Thank you so much, Kathy, for thinking of me and doing that. I have not opened them up yet, but in a moment of weakness, I will. Is anyone else trying to have a no-buy year, or at least a consciously buy yarn year? I can tell you, I really do struggle with that. They do say buying yarn is another hobby, but at the same time, you can't sustain your lifestyle for very long if you're just buying yarn every week. So there was 2 packages in Kathy's package that she said I could open. And one of them was in this bag, and I knew exactly who it was from, and it's kind of a combo. It's a 2-for-1. So we all have a longtime viewer named Tammy Sabo. She lives in Ontario, and she goes to markets like I do, so that was an immediate connection with her and I. She knits toys like I do, and she's just a lot of fun. Every interaction I've had with her has been great. So she has her own little business called What a Doll. And in the summer, for my birthday, she sent me, I'll show you the side too. She sent me a gift. And it was a fox. It was a hand knit fox. Now, if you don't know me, you need to know I like foxes. I've kind of transitioned from being in love with chickens to being in love with foxes. Maybe that's the natural cycle of things, because, foxes and chickens don't really, But in my world, foxes and chickens belong together, and I have a bunch of them in my house. So I was always collecting chickens, and now it's transitioning to foxes. So Kathy went to a market, and at the market, she met Tammy. She bought myself a gift when she was visiting Tammy, and she also bought Judy a gift. And this is the gift that was selected. I believe Tammy had something to do with this. This beautiful other fox. Okay, she's got undies on. I'm not trying to. So beautiful. It says her name is Francine. And hold on a second. I'm going to show you the other fox I got from Tammy. Here is the other fox. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. Tammy, you do beautiful, beautiful work. I think she does them in cotton, but it almost feels like the dresses are wool. They're definitely fingering weight. Thank you so much, Kathy, for buying them for me, and thank you, Tammy, for creating them. They're just beautiful. I'm going to have them on the mantle. Here is the gift from Kathy. It says, Diane, open on camera if you want to. Of course I want to. So excuse the crinkling. Double bagged it. I heard that you like Santa. Enjoy. A little chocolate in there for Jeff too. Wow. Why does Jeff get chocolate? He ate all my Advent chocolate. Is it? Ooh. Okay, let's see the chocolate first. Oh, Tim Hortons hot chocolate for Jeff. Got it. Oh, this is... Oh, wow. This is gorgeous. Wow. This is by Angela. Angela's yarn from my Precious Yarnery. Angela has a channel on YouTube. Santa Baby is the name of the colorway. That is just beautiful, Angela. Wow. 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon, 100 grams, 400 meters, and it is a fingering weight. And it feels just lush. Just luscious. That is gorgeous. Thank you, Kathy and Angela. And let's see, she's got a little bit of stuff in here. It's a little keychain, some stitch markers. Thank you so much. That's beautiful. It's got like red and almost like pink, but black in it. That is just beautiful. Thank you so much. And well done, Angela. You did a great job. I know Angela's got her yarn room or her yarn dyeing space all set up for her now. And she has a website too. So I'm going to find, I haven't been on her website yet. I'm going to take a look at that. I'm going to link Angela's information below. She is a Canadian and she lives in Nova Scotia. Is it Nova Scotia or New Brunswick? She lives in the East Coast. I can't remember. I know it's one of the two. So thank you so much, Kathy. Thank you, Tammy, and thank you, Angela. Those gifts are just gorgeous. And Hubs will enjoy this. Thank you. Number two, as if that wasn't enough. I like this delayed Christmas gifts giving stuff, you know, because you work so hard getting everything ready for Christmas and you're all, it goes so quickly and then all of a sudden, boom, it's done. And you're like, but it's not. Okay, my friend Judy has gone overboard as per usual. I just adore Judy. I really do. In fact, I was fortunate enough to have a little chat with her on Christmas Day because I knew she was going to be home and I just wanted to check in with her and see how she was doing. And we were home like for the whole day. And so I got a chance to talk to her briefly and it was great to have a conversation. So Judy and I, as well as Kathy, are doing a Christmas in July exchange as well. And Judy also, when she heard that I was doing my Valentine's visits, which is February 1st to the 14th, she sent me a gift for that as well. So she told me she was doing it. So when I sent her her gift, I did the same. I kind of like pulled from Paul, robbed from Paul to pay Peter. And I had kind of extra stuff in her July gift. So I just pulled from there and pulled something in there and made her a little Valentine's bundle as well. So yes, she sent me my Christmas gift, she sent me a Valentine's gift, and she sent me my Christmas in July gift, all in this one package. And I am put the other two obediently away. I'm not going to look at them, but you'll be seeing the Valentine's Day gift relatively soon. So look at the beautiful card she sent me. I just love foxes so much. I did open the card. Look at this gorgeous card. Just fabulous. I'm working on a cross-stitch picture of a sleeping fox and their baby, and they're curled up just like this. Just love the card so much. She said, the wishes may be late, but they are still meant whenever you receive them. So thank you, Judy. And then she just talks a little bit about all the other stuff she sent me. Felt totally spoiled, totally. She also sent me some mini balls of yarn that I can use for my mini mittens that I am obsessed with. So this is going to go in with my mini mittens to make some more of those. So Judy has been a friend of mine since I started on YouTube. She lives in Ontario, as well as Kathy lives in Ontario. And spoils me rotten. Spoils me rotten. Great friend. Very generous with her time. And we are going to be doing a mail together. In fact, it's going to be starting the day after my Valentine visits vlog finishes. So on February the 15th, we will be doing a live together. We are going to be announcing the mail and talking all about it. And it will be for crocheters and knitters. So I hope you can join us. I will put the link below for you to click on if you want to be notified of when it's going to be happening. It will be live. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. But I'm really looking forward to this, which feels like there's a book or something in here. And again, nobody followed the rules with the single hank at Christmas theory. Just saying. It says, Diane, Christmas 2024 from Judy. I didn't know if I could open the bag. Look at her cute mailers. So I kept it in the bag for this exact moment. If you want to see what I sent, if you want to see what I sent Judy or Kathy, they did open their gifts from me this week on their channels. Oh, crochet socks, you naughty girl. New methods for crochet socks. I guess I gotta figure out how to crochet some socks. Do you want me to crochet socks or do you want me to do this as a gift away, Judy? Just saying. Thank you. I wish you would have kept that and did them for yourself. I know she's not interested in making socks. Ooh, oh my goodness. All kinds of goodies in here. The yarn and the bees. Oh, this is a sock blank. I've never knit from a sock blank before. Look at those colors. I don't even know how this works. Okay, the yarn and the bees, hand dyed in Fort Erie, Ontario. They have an Etsy store. I'll link them below. Double knit sock blank. So my impression is there's two strands that you pull out at the same time. I'm not sure how it works. Double knit sock blank. Oh, I get it. Okay, so the two strands, you can knit a pair of socks with one strand each, and they should turn out to be the same pattern or coloring. Help me out here. Dancing Fairies is the name of it, and it is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 463 yards in 100 grams. Oh, and there's a very cute little Christmassy mitten. Ooh, that's cool. I'm gonna have to try that. If 1 month when I'm done my socks, I'll start this sock one. Very cool. Thank you. And there's more. But wait, there's more. Oh, cute little fox. Some paper. I love it. You must have got a whole package of this fox stuff, Judy. Oh, did you make this? Aww. Judy's been big into diamond painting. That is so cute. You can hang it on the door. Very, very cute. I guess diamond painting is just adhesive, right? And then you stick the things to it. Is that how it works? Thank you. That's so cute. Over the top, Judy. Got some stitch stoppers with foxes by foxandpinestitches.com. Oh, and we've got mittens. Perfect. Thank you. And I think there's one other thing in here. Organizer. Oh. She got this from somewhere, and she's like, but I'm not a knitter. And I'm like, but I am. I love this. Okay, this is this. I don't remember where you got it from. If you got it in your, might have been in that gratitude box from Expression Fiber Arts. So it's a cute little thing with, we've got stitch markers or stitch stoppers in sweaters. Oh, we got little made by handmade tags with a little, and this is what I was excited about with this extra cord, because this stuff is cord that you can put your knitting on when you want to try it on. Thank you, Judy. So sweet of you. Spoiled rotten. Oh, I love everything. So, I've got a couple ideas brewing in my head, and I'm feeling like the next episode I'm going to just launch this new thing. I don't want to say too much about it. All I can say is it's about knitting from your stash, challenging yourself to work with what you have. And the most important thing is to just, not just to make something, but to make something that you can actually wear and use. And that's probably going to be the next video that I do. But there will be a live for our Sox-a-Long with Soxy-Nana Alice on her channel. As I mentioned, it's probably going to be around the 19th of January, which is a Sunday. Not 100% sure of the time yet, but we will be posting it on her channel soon. And it's just going to be like a mid-month ramble, just to see how things are going. If people have questions about the mail, maybe we can answer them, and to share what we have done. Let me know if you have any special resolutions that you're trying to do this January into the new year. I don't want to say I'm never going to buy a ball of yarn. I want to be very conscious of how I am choosing my patterns and projects and using what I have. Yeah, I think it's time to work within the stash for now. Thanks so much for watching me today. I appreciate your time, and until next time, bye for now.